Gentlemen, this is your NXT review. We good? Yeah, we're good. This is your NXT review on Tuesday night, July 20th, 2021. I am Joseph Conlon here with, of course, the co-host of the NXT review, wearing an AEW shirt tonight. I can't really blame him from the past circumstances the last 24 hours. Cameron Johnson. Oh man, Cam. I'm still feeling. I'm still fuming about last night, man. I mean, the show. The show was awful, of course, but this whole carrying cross stuff, man. This really affected NXT. I really think that this was Vince McMahon's final nail in the coffin for NXT, as what they've been saying on AEW with Ethan Page and Darby Allin. When Darby Allin was Ethan Page's nail in the Darby Allin was Ethan Page's nail in the coffin. Uh, Last night with Karrion Kross was Vince McMahon's nail in the coffin for NXT, and I mean, man, it took a huge effect in a very, very bad way. And I talked about this for a long time last night on the Raw review. 157 people saw it last night, man. We did a huge number on the Raw review. No surprise there concerning how newsworthy bad it was. We saw Karrion Kross lose to Jeff Hardy in 2 minutes. We saw the return of Goldberg, and we saw the superhero become women's champion. Man, I want to get right into it. I talked about it last night, and I know you texted me last night, and you said, I've got to get into this. I've got to discuss this on the review. So you know what? Um, I'm letting you do it. The floor is yours.
Live, look, WWE has made some incredibly stupid decisions. They do a lot of incredibly stupid things. Last night, what they did on Raw last night was just incredibly stupid. First off, that entire show was an abysmal 3 hours outside of John Cena making an appearance. And when, who would have thought, who would have thought who would have thought we would have said, watching the show back in 2010, 2009, people, when John Cena was at the peak of his hatred and he was just overexposed as dog shit, he was just overexposed as hell. Who would have thought people would have said that John Cena was the best thing on Raw moving forward? But everything about that show outside of John Cena on that show is complete trash. Karrion Kross losing last night was we had two coffin matches. We had two coffin matches, man. We had two coffin matches back to back. We had that coffin match Darby had with Ethan Page, and then we had this coffin match here. What the what? I'm trying not to swear because my mom's home, but what the hell was that? It's just absolute piece of garbage decision that they made last night. Karrion Kross in 2 minutes was buried and made to look like an entire job guy. And look, I'm not the one to throw that word buried around too much. I think that word buried gets thrown around way too often. Somebody can lose one match and then all of a sudden they're buried. I don't throw that word out there very often, but what word am I supposed to use with Karrion Kross? What word am I supposed to use? This man was completely and utterly buried last night. Not only was he buried, an entire roster of talent were completely and utterly buried. This is embarrassing. A guy that has been built up for a year and a half. It's just a guy that's been built up for basically a year and a half. I know he got hurt and had to take some time off, but basically for a year and a half, Karrion Kross has been built up as this unstoppable monster. Right? Think of the names Karrion Kross just demolished: Champa, Keith Lee, right? Champa, Lee, Dijakovic, Oni Larkin, Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor. Finn Balor. Uh, Santos Escobar. This guy, Damian Priest, this guy has ran through that entire roster. and you called him up last night, and your big plan for his debut last night is to call him up and have him lose. Now, granted, he lost to Jeff Hardy. Look, we love Jeff. Look, everybody loves Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy is a future. Look, Jeff Hardy is without a doubt, a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a WWE legend. I don't care about that. The guy has been positioned as a jobber for months. There's a reason why I call Jeff Hardy Jeff the Jobber, because the guy has been, because the guy has been a job guy on WWE television for fucking months. This guy lost to Veer. Granted, it was on main event. Nobody fucking watches main event, but still, he lost to Veer. He lost to fucking Jinder Mahal of all people. And it's just, what, he loses to Karrion Kross? His first night on Raw, he can't. Jeff Hardy beats the NXT champion. And it's not like Jeff Hardy, has been built up. No, Jeff Hardy's been jobbing on money. And this is what the fuck they do with Karrion Kross here. Hey, you could have Karrion Kross make his debut and squash anybody else on the roster. You just had to put Jeff Hardy in there. We wanted to have him just beat Jeff Hardy. The guy's been a jobber for fucking months anyway. What's one more month, what's one more month going to do to Jeff Hardy? He's a fucking job. It made no sense. Now they're calling Karrion Kross up and they take his wife away from the away from him. They took the one thing that made this guy special and they just completely ripped it away from him. Completely fucking stupid. Oh my God. Then you had people on Twitter. Somebody on Twitter had the nerve to compare this to Kevin Owens. I don't see what the big deal is. They did the same thing with Kevin Owens. They called Kevin Owens up when he was the NXT champion. There's a difference, okay? Kevin Owens, when he got called up, guess who Kevin Owens laid out? Kevin Owens laid out John Cena. And Kevin Owens laid out John Cena. Matter of fact, he beat John Cena, the face of the company. Guess what? He laid him out, and then he beat him. He didn't smash. Kevin Owens from then on has been presented as Kevin Owens from then on has went on to have a pretty good career for himself on the main roster. Former Universal Champion, multiple time IC champion, multiple time IC champ. He's still one of the biggest names in the company. I would call that a pretty good career. When Asuka got called up to the main roster, Asuka dropped the NXT Women's Championship. She vacated the title because she ran through everybody in NXT. She vacated the title. Gets called up. They kept her strong for about a good 2-3 months. They kept her strong. Right? They called her up. They called her up. I think it was in October. Right? They called her up. I think it was in October. She was the fight. She was the sole survivor for Team Raw that year. Won the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. Great. She then lost to Charlotte. But even then, it's not like Charlotte was a woman who was doing fucking jobs on the fucking roster for years. No, Asuka lost to Charlotte Flair, the biggest name in the women's division. I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but in terms of the way that she's booked, she's the biggest name in the women's division according to WWE. Asuka then from then on has went on to what has been on to go for. Asuka has then gone on to have what I would call a pretty successful career so far on the main roster. Multiple time women's champion, involved in some pretty big feat, right? Multiple time women's champion, involved in some big feuds, Grand Slam champion. I would call that a pretty good run for Asuka. Just what the fuck, man? Joseph, I'm gonna let you take this one, man, because I can't take this, bro.
I can't take it either, man. I mean, that was a pretty long explanation, but we got more to talk about with all of this. The community's friend Peter, right?
Can you say that again?
Everybody's friend now, Peter Rosenberg.
Oh God, not that. Oh God. Look, man. Oh my God, look, man. I posted on Twitter, and I hope this is. Look, man, I posted this on Twitter. I'm gonna say it again. I hope my future. I hope if I ever get one, I hope my future wife to be, who's ever out there, I hope she sucks me off as good as Peter Rosenberg sucks off WWE, bro.
My God, what the hell?
You guys, I'm about to read the tweet that Peter Rosenberg sent out today. And let me know in the comments below if you think he's delusional or not. He said, and I quote, and he was quote tweeting someone else's tweet. So he said, Cross losing was interesting. In fact, so was Jeff winning. Stop thinking of it as it relates to NXT. It doesn't. It doesn't. But he got a story on Raw now. Both of your complaints are about wins and losses, fam. We're like, what? What?
Did you just say that he said it had no correlation to the NXT?
He walked out with the NXT title.
He's an NXT contracted superstar. Oh my God. He's a contracted NXT superstar. He's their top champion. He's their top champion. The title held by people like Seth Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank, Big E, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, Adam Cole. He's their top champion.
That was one of the most idiotic tweets I think I've ever seen. You know what else is funny? We had one shill, and then we had another shill, but the other shill, Sam Roberts, he actually said he was wearing their championship. Like, how can you say that this doesn't relate to NXT while the guy walked out wearing the NXT championship? I mean, come on, he was you, fam. Come on, fam.
It's just stupid at this point, bro. It's just stupid at this point. It's just stupid. It's just completely and utterly. It's just completely and utterly stupid at this point, man. Could you imagine Kenny Omega as the AEW champion going to, let's say, Ring of Honor, going to Ring of Honor, for example, and losing to a jobber and losing to a job guy in about 30 seconds, in about a minute?
I can't even imagine, dude.
What the fuck? My God.
Oh, man. What a start to the NXT review, man. I knew we were going to be heated in the beginning, and we are already heated, but we got an entire show to talk about here tonight. So thank you all for joining. If you have not already, before you get into tonight's NXT review, be sure to go ahead and check out the Money in the Bank review from Sunday night. And then last night's Raw review, like I said, 157 views. Thank you all for who tuned in to see me really mad for last night's Raw and the official burial of NXT, which is the AKA the cool brand in WWE. But Vince McMahon hates NXT. You know why Vince McMahon hates NXT? Because NXT is pro wrestling, and Vince McMahon hates pro wrestling. Just wanted.
Oh my God! And Joseph, I'm sorry to interrupt, bro. But you know what else about this whole NXT thing that pissed me off? Because he really doesn't give a damn about NXT. You remember last year when Charlotte was the NXT Women's Champion? That period last year when Charlotte Flair terrorized all of us because this woman would not go away. She was unavoidable.
I know where you're this.
According to WWE, her reign as the NXT Women's Champion doesn't count to her overall championship reigns. So instead of her being a 12-time champion, she's an 11-time champion. Now I don't give a shit either way. I don't give a shit either way. But what the? It's just, they act like the NXT titles don't even exist, or the brand don't even exist.
It's like, what's the point of NXT? Like, what's the point of watching?
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's get into the show. Here we are 15 minutes into the review. Samoa Joe was the first one out. and he cut a promo on Karrion Kross, and he even said Cross took a little field trip to Monday Night Raw. Yeah, how that field trip go for him? How did that field trip go for Mr. Cross? I've said this a couple times. I think we've said it a couple times. Adam Cole's promo a couple weeks ago is more true now than it ever is. The girl, the smoke, the lights make you all special, and without that, you're nothing. Man, those words cannot be any more true, man. But did you care about this opening segment with everything that affected? Because I didn't.
Here's the thing. I thought the opening segment to open up was I thought the opening segment to open up was very good and was everything it needed to be. We know one of the best assets. One of the best assets about Samoa Joe, and this has been true since Samoa Joe has started wrestling, since he's been on a mainstream promotion, whether this has been TNA, ROH, or WWE. One of the best assets about Samoa Joe, one of the best assets about Samoa Joe is the fact that Samoa Joe is as believable as anybody on the roster. When Samoa Joe is pissed, when Samoa Joe is pissed off and he's cutting a pissed off promo, this isn't, you 100% believe this is a man I would not want to run into a dark alley, because bad things are going to happen. So I thought the opening segment was everything it needed to be, but what they did last night with Karrion Kross losing to completely, it made the segment completely null and void. You should make the segment completely null and void. Like, it was a very good segment. It was everything it needed to be. It was just why do I care? It's just, why should I care about it? Because why should I cross the no goober?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what else? They didn't even mention it. They acted like it never happened, and that's what else. That's what else I wanted to point out. Did you recognize that? They didn't even bring up the fact that he lost to Jeff Hardy. You there?
I'm here. They just said he took a field trip. Took a nice little field trip.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on here. We got Bobby Fish and Kushida against Diamond. This show, I'm gonna tell you guys in advance, this show was very hard to actually get by just because of what happened last night. But we had Kushida and Bobby Fish and Kushida against Diamond Mine. It was a solid tag team match. Baby faces get the win, which I did not agree with at all. You just formed Diamond Mine 4 weeks ago, and then here they are taking their first loss in a tag team match. But it was fine for what it was, and they're just setting up Kushida for the new takeover that got announced, NXT TakeOver 36. So what are your thoughts on the opening match?
I thought the opening match was very, very good, but here's my question. Diamond Mine has been together for what, a month? Diamond Mine has been together for what, a month? About a month, 3 weeks? We still do not know why they are together. We still don't know why Malcolm Bivens decided to form a group with Roger Strong and Tyler Russ. We don't know why they're together. We don't know what they're in. We don't know why they're together, what their end game is. We don't know why Roger Strong, after Roddy got bounced from one faction with the Undisputed Era, why he hopped to another. We don't know why. We don't know why they're together. We don't know why. So look, their matches are very, very good. So this is a very good match, but I didn't care about it because I don't know why they're together. Why are they together? Why was Diamond Mine formed? Why is Diamond Mine formed? Why did Malcolm Bivens form this group? It's just why should I care? Why should I care about Diamond Mine when I don't know why they're together?
I feel you, dude. They need a promo or something, but I have no idea. And I did you like the fact that they lost on their second match? I was not a fan of the result.
I don't. I hate that they lost two, but at the same time, I'm kind of not. I don't like when champions get pinned, but this was a tag match. It could have pinned Bobby Fish. So I don't know why Tyler Russ was taking this. I don't know why Tyler Russ took this. I don't know why Diamond Mine got the loss. I don't know why Roddy couldn't pin Bobby Fish or somebody like that instead of Kushida tapping out Tyler Russ.
Absolutely. But I would have had Diamond Mine go over. Next, we had Frankie Monet against JC Jane. Mandy Rose came out. She sat near the commentary table. Monet got the win. I have no idea where this is going, but I think this at the end game. I think it seems like they're making Mandy Rose like a manager, which I don't know why they wouldn't have her wrestle, but it looks like Mandy Rose is going to take over the Robert Stone brand, and they're going to kick him out. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like she's being set up to be a manager. What do you think?
I'm in agreement with you. Looks like the Robert Stone brand is going to become the Mandy Rose brand, or whatever the fuck they're going to call it. Whatever the fuck they're going to call it. The squash match was perfectly fine. This is the first appearance for Avery Taylor, who was JC Jane, which I hope that ain't her name. Because that JC Jane, I just think that's a terrible name. So I hope they change her. So I hope they change her name or something. But so I hope they change her name. But yeah, Robert Stone is getting booed out. Robert Stone is getting booed. What they're doing with Mandy Rose is intriguing. I will say that about them. I'm curious to see where they go with Mandy. I'm curious to see where they go with Mandy Rose. But Mandy Rose is wrestling. I don't know why. I think Mandy Rose is a good wrestler. So I don't know why they wouldn't have Mandy Rose not wrestling. I don't think that really makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she will. I don't know. Maybe this is all a swerve, and she's feuding with Frankie Monet. But I don't know. I just got that vibe that they're making her set up to be a manager or whatever. And then Random is held backstage segments to set up match with Kyle O'Reilly and Austin Theory. That's another thing I liked about this show, man, tonight. Why are we getting random backstage segments and then just thrusting them on their show? Why are they not promoting these matches like AEW are every single week? Why is NXT just announcing these shows or these matches the day of or during the show? I don't know about you, but I hate that.
I'm in agreement with you. I'm in agreement with you. I have never. I'm in agreement with you. I have never liked that. I'm in agreement with you. I have never ever liked when they do that. When they use a backstage segment to set up a match that's nuts, or to set up a match that's nuts. It's just I don't think that really makes any sense. I don't think that really makes any sense. Because if you think about it, like kayfabe wise, let's say you're writing the show or whatever. What show? What other show can get away? What other show can get away with not having the whole show written before the show goes on air? Let's say Saturday Night Live. Let's say Breaking Bad or what. Let's say like Breaking Bad or whatever is getting ready for the show. Getting ready for the show. Can they get away with changing Walter White's? Or can they get away with changing Walter White's dialogue? What the fuck he was supposed to say? While the show was on the air. No, I don't think they can. I don't get why wrestling shows get that same kind of treatment. I hate when I hate when wrestling promotions do this. When you got on a wrestling show, you should know. When you tune into a wrestling promotion, you should know what show. You should know what the card is for the show. What the card is for the show. Not we're going to set this match up. Not we're going to set this match up in the backstage segment. To me, that's lazy. This should have. To me, that's lazy. Like what they did, what they did with Cameron Grimes and what they did with LA Knight and Drake Maverick, where they shot a video and posted it on Twitter. You couldn't do the same thing with Kyle O'Reilly and Austin Theory, where Kyle O'Reilly cut a promo on Austin Theory, let's say like his gym or whatever. And Kyle O'Reilly's like, I heard that little comment like I heard that little comment Austin Theory made about me, blah, blah, blah. So I went to Mr. Regal. So I went to Mr. Regal and I asked Mr. Regal if I could get a match with him this Tuesday instead of doing it during the show. To me, that doesn't make any sense. I hate when they do that.
Yeah, I can't stand that either, man. I just wanted to bring that up real quick. But Austin Theory lost to Kyle O'Reilly here. No reason to care, man. There's no heat on this match. Kyle O'Reilly, I don't know. I just it still takes an effect on us with last night's Raw. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but I feel more negativity than I do positivity. Kyle O'Reilly, great wrestler. Love watching him wrestle, but he'll never, ever make it on the main roster because the guy is a charisma vacuum. What's his character? What is his personality? And Vince apparently wants characters, and I have no idea what Kyle O'Reilly's character is, so I mean, I guess we should just enjoy Kyle O'Reilly now in NXT. Hopefully he takes the Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa road and just stays there forever, because if he ever goes up to Raw and SmackDown, he's finished before Rival.
All right, I'm going to agree with you there. If he ever gets caught up, I'm going to agree there. If he ever gets caught up, as we like to joke about, if he ever gets caught up, Titus is going to have some nice new people. And Titus is going to have some nice new people to add in catering. But look, I thought the match between Kyle O'Reilly and Austin Theory I think it was the best match in the entire show. I thought it was very good. I thought it was a very good match. And I liked the detail in this match because I don't know if you saw this or not, but there was a spot in this match where Austin Theory took the ring steps off and Kyle O'Reilly snapped. And then even after the match, when Kyle O'Reilly had Austin Theory in the knee bar and refused to let go, I think that more than anything, I think that we saw Kyle O'Reilly showing some heel tendencies there. I don't think this is the start of the heel turn with O'Reilly. If anything, I think this is O'Reilly. If anything, I think this is Cole's. His loss to Adam Cole starting to affect him. His loss to Adam Cole is starting to affect him, and he's going to show to Adam Cole that he does have a killer, that he has a killer instinct, that he has a killer instinct to beat him. I thought that was nice. I thought that was nice. I enjoyed that. I thought that was nice. I enjoyed that. Very good match. But again, I'm in agreement with you. After what they did with Karrion Kross last night, why should I give a shit?
Why should I be positive about the Karrion Kross stuff? That's the other question, Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, moving on with the rest of the show, we had the face-off, which was the second best thing on the show, I think, between Legado del Fantasma and Hit Row. We were going to get a musical from Santos Escobar, but he decided not to do it. Thank goodness. That was a good choice by Mr. Escobar. But he talked about Latino heritage and all that stuff. And then Hit Row came out and they started rapping. Your boy Top Dollar started rapping, dude. Did you enjoy it?
Top Dollar was good this day. Top Dollar was good. Top Dollar was good on the mic. I'll give Top Dollar his credit. He's good on the mic today. There you go, Top Dollar. They still can't hold a candle to Max Caster, but I thought this was good.
Yeah. Well, what did you think of the segment?
I thought the segment was good. First, I just want to say this. According to WWE, every Hispanic comes out on lawn. According to WWE, every Hispanic has a mariachi band. How many times have we seen that? How many times have we seen that with WWE? They love the mariachi bands. They love the mariachi bands. Every Hispanic has a mariachi band according to WWE. But I thought this segment was a lot of fun. I thought this segment was a lot of fun. I loved when Hit Row was getting into it. I loved when Hit Row was doing their stuff, and Hit Row, they're being positioned as the baby faces in this feud. I'll be honest with you. I already consider Hit Row baby faces. I'm gonna just throw them in that baby face comment because it is impossible right now to boo Hit Row. It is impossible. It is impossible to hate Hit Row. If you hate Hit Row, you hate rainbows and puppies. I'm convinced of this. So, it's impossible to boo Hit Row. Hit Row's awesome. I thought this segment was very good. And Swerve versus Escobar, when it does happen, it's going to be great.
Yeah. The two teams were brawling in the ring. Top Dollar and Ashanti Adamas were brawling with Mendoza and Wild, and that went outside the ring. Then Swerve and Escobar went at it, and Escobar went to grab a guitar sitting by the turnbuckle, and Brianna Brandy came over and grabbed it. Swerve then hit a Swerve's house, and Escobar grabbed the guitar. Swerve rolled out of the ring. Then Wild tried to attack him while the rest of Hit Row were in the ring. Top Dollar, I think he gave a punch to Joaquin Wild, and Santos stood on the outside like a complete idiot. I don't know why he did that, but he just watched his tag team partner get smashed, absolutely smashed by a guitar, and it looks like we're getting the Escobar Swerve match at TakeOver 36 for the North American Championship. So you know what? That should be a very good match. That should be a very, very good match. Probably a top match on the card, I think. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. The continuation of the breakout tournament was tonight. We had Andre Chase against Odyssey Jones, and Odyssey Jones got the win in 6 minutes. Didn't see much of the match, but was a little impressed by Odyssey Jones from what I saw. What'd you think?
I like Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones is fun. I think Odyssey Jones. Look, he obviously still has some work to do. He hasn't been. He obviously still has some work to do. He hasn't been training very long. I think he got signed in 2019. He's right where he should be. He's in developmental. That's what NXT is. NXT is developmental. That's what NXT is. NXT is developmental. No, NXT is developmental. So he's right where he should be. But if he can put it all together, I think they've got something with him. At least NXT. I think NXT at least has something with him. Main roster, I have no faith at this point. But if if he can put it together, I think they've got something with Odyssey Jones. He's a fun guy to watch. And I think as a babyface, I think this guy's going to be. I think he can be big. I think it's going to be very huge. I think it's going to be huge for NXT if they play. If he puts it all together. I liked a lot from what I saw. He impressed me a lot.
Do you think he's going to get over?
I do. I think he will get over. I think he will get over. He just has this very fun, infectious personality about him, like Ike Manjiro. He reminds me of Ike. He reminds me of like a bigger version of Ike Manjiro. Ike Manjiro had that very fun personality. That's what Odyssey Jones has. He just brings that energy. He just brings that energy to a place. And I think he's going to get over in Full Sail. If they ever go back to Full Sail, I think he's going to get over in Full Sail. But again, I could be wrong because the NXT crowd are booing getting escape for some reason. So I could be wrong, but I think Odyssey Jones is going to be big, and I think he will get over.
I could see that Odyssey Jones like a kind of like Manjaro as far as personality wise. I could see that, but we'll have to see. He's moving on into the breakout tournament, and he's probably a fan favorite too, man. So you know what? Good on him. Good on Mr. Odyssey Jones. We had Drake Maverick against L.A. Knight. And tonight, with Cameron Grimes being the butler, he made Grimes carry all the bags to the CWC. And apparently, they had a GPS. I mean, they've been driving to the Performance Center for how long now? Almost a year.
That's what I was thinking. Why the fuck they need a GPS? They don't know how to get to the fucking building.
They've been driving there for 10 months, man. Why do you need a GPS? Were they a little bit drunk last night? I don't know. I don't know. Cameron Grimes and LA Knight, they probably did not watch Monday Night Raw. Instead, they went to go spend a nice night at the bar. LA Knight made Grimes go, go get my drink for me, Grimes. You know?
No, LA Knight. I think LA Knight made Cameron Grimes watch Raw. LA Knight went to have a night out on the town. Probably told Grimes, sit here and watch this show.
Go watch this show for me. Oh man. But Drake Maverick appeared. Directionless Drake Maverick. See, he's really lost without Killian Dane. Sucks for him, but he approached Cameron Grimes and he wanted to help a bag. LA Knight got in his face. He said he doesn't need help. You can get out of here. They both got each other's faces, and we have a match set up for tonight. And LA Knight kept telling Grimes to hold up the $1 million title, and then the second time he told him to do it, excuse me. The second time he told him to do it, Knight got bumped into Grimes, which he bumped into the title, and he lost to Drake Maverick. And then after the match, Grimes was like, you might want to run out of here. Drake Maverick runs right into a clothesline from LA Knight, and he goes to attack him after the match. LA Knight is forcing Grimes to punch Drake Maverick. He doesn't want to do it. He's getting in his face. Or LA Knight's getting in his face, says, you better do it. And Grimes ends up doing it, which is good because Grimes is continuing to be his butler, probably for another, I'd say, 2 weeks. And then Ted DiBiase comes back to buy him out. And kaboom. Match made at the next takeover. And it's just simple and good storytelling. And I enjoy it. And, we just gotta enjoy LA Knight and Cameron Grimes now because we know they're not gonna make it up on the main roster. Maybe LA Knight will, but who has faith anymore?
Never mind Cameron Grimes. I've been saying for months. I've been saying for weeks. I think Cameron Grimes, when he gets to the main roster, is gonna do pretty well for himself. Never mind. I'm taking that. Never mind. I'm taking that back. I'm taking that back. I don't have any faith in this company anymore. So I'm taking that back. But I'm taking that back. But I thought this segment was fine. Cameron, LA Knight losing did not bother me. LA Knight losing did not bother me because it set up, because of what happened after the match, which I thought was fine. Cameron Grimes still Drake Maverick. He got to get out of here. He has to get out of here. I don't know why Drake Maverick just didn't go the other way. Like, why the fuck would he stay there when Cameron Grimes is right there waiting to attack him? I thought, not Cameron Grimes, but when LA Knight is right there waiting to attack him, I thought that was really fucking stupid. But outside of that, I thought this was great. I thought this was great. This reminded me of the Big Show Authority angle from 2013. If you don't remember that storyline, basically Big Show made some bad investments and was, he was forced to do the Authority's dirty work. And there was a segment, on Raw where Stephanie McMahon forced Big Show to knock out Dusty Rhodes, and Big Show didn't want to do it. But Big Show ended up doing it in the end because he had no choice. That's what this segment reminded me of here. That's what this segment reminded me of here. So I enjoyed it. But I saw somebody bring this up on Twitter, and I think this is a really good point. What exactly happens to Cameron Grimes? If Cameron Grimes just tells LA Knight, "Fuck you, I'm not doing this shit." What exactly happens to Cameron Grimes if he doesn't? What exactly happens to Grimes if he stops listening to LA Knight? But so I thought that was a good point. But other than that, I thought this segment was great. I thought this was tremendous stuff.
Well, if he stops listening to LA Knight, then they have a match, I guess, right? For the $1 million title again. What's happening.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on. Next week, NXT is on Sci-Fi for the next 2 weeks. Man, I don't know if I have the Sci-Fi Channel to be on. So, cross my fingers I do, because the next 2 weeks NXT is going to be going back on Sci-Fi, just like the good old days, dude. Just like the good old days.
We're going retro, man. We're going retro. We're going to have the pros and the rookies. We're going to have the pros and the rookies. We're going retro, man. We're going retro with it. We're gonna have the little we're gonna have the little challenges. We're gonna have the obstacle course, and we're gonna have the obstacle course, and we're gonna have the promos back then. We're going retro back, man. That's what I'm talking about. We got old school Raw, we got old school SmackDown. We get an old school NXT back. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I would love an old school NXT episode, but next week, 2 matches announced, 2 pretty good matches. Bronson Reed versus Adam Cole, probably Bronson Reed's last match before he goes up to the main roster. And
say
then,
a prayer for Bronson Reed, people. Say a prayer for Bronson.
You heard him say there. And then
keep him in your thoughts.
And then Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher are back in action next week, dude. They're going up against Pete Dunne and Know Who You Looking. That's pretty exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
So, main event, Raquel Gonzalez and Xia Li for the NXT Women's Championship. This match, man, this match was not good. I'm telling you right now, this match was not good. Clearly, Xia Li was not ready. She was not ready for this big spotlight. She was not ready for a big match like this. You don't really see Raquel Gonzalez carrying matches. I feel like Io Shirai carried her to a good match at TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Ember Moon carried her to a good match at In Your House. And tonight Raquel Gonzalez had to carry Xia Li, and it didn't turn out to be that good. Xia Li seemed to be out of breath at points, and hopefully she's okay. But she was out for like 3 minutes, and then she got back up. She got power bombed by Gonzalez, and that was the end of the match. That was the end of the match right there. So I didn't think that was a good match. What do you think?
From what I saw of the match, I didn't think. From what I saw of this match, I didn't think the match was really good either. Xia Li is not ready yet. Xia Li is not ready yet, but it's still. Xia Li is not ready yet, but it's okay because at the end of the day, NXT is development. Because at the end of the day, NXT is development. So Xia Li not being ready for this spot yet. But Xia Li was not ready for this spot yet. I think she has a lot of upside. I think she has a lot of potential. But I think she has a lot of upside. I think she has a lot of potential. But I don't. But she's not ready yet. And the fact that she's working dark matches on Raw and SmackDown, it could be a one-time thing, or it could be that they're getting ready to call this woman up soon. And I think that would be a mistake. I would not call Xia Li up this quickly. Now, I would not call Xia Li up this quickly, so I hope that's not what they're doing there. I hope Xia Li's okay too, because that bump that she took, that splash she took at the end by Raquel looked absolutely brutal. So I hope Xia Li's okay. But the fact that they didn't do the split with Dakota and Raquel, or they didn't even tease it during this match, that shocked me. That shocked me. So, Raquel retains. Raquel retains, but Xia ain't ready. Xia ain't ready yet.
Man, Xia Li's going up to the main roster. I don't think it's going to happen. But if Xia Li goes up to the main roster soon, man, just like Karrion Kross, you can kiss her presentation goodbye. You can say goodbye to Boa. You can say goodbye to Tien Shaw. She's going to be on her own, and she's not going to last on her own. So, I mean, it's very hard to care about her getting called up. I don't think she's ready yet. I hope she stays down in NXT for a while because she could be a champion, but clearly she was not ready. But at the end, Samoa Joe just steamrolls past Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. He wants Cross. He's waiting for Karrion Kross to get here, and then Cross appears on the Titantron. He's saying a creepy message. He's saying he owns this place or whatever, and then at the end they show him taking out William Regal. Joe's pissed, and he chases after Cross, and the show goes off with Joe screaming. At the end, I mean, look, great segment. Not gonna deny that. It was a great segment to close out the show, and now Samoa Joe is even more pissed because Karrion Kross took out William Regal. But I mean, the last comment I'm gonna say about this whole Karrion Kross thing is, if last night didn't happen and he didn't lose to Jeff Hardy last night, that segment to close the show tonight and him taking out William Regal would have been more meaningful, and it would have been a lot more impactful.
I'm going to agree with you. You hit the nail right on the head there. Great segment. I was not expecting William Regal. You know, I didn't think they would lay out William Regal. They didn't show Cross attacking Regal. They didn't show Cross attacking Regal, obviously, because I don't think William Regal can take a bump. Because I don't think William Regal can take a bump. So they didn't show Cross attacking Regal, but I'm going to agree with you, man. What the fuck am I supposed to care? The angle is great, but Karrion Kross is like a 265-pound job guy. So how am I supposed to care?
Exactly, man. But yeah, that was NXT tonight, folks. That's wrapping it up here tonight. That's your NXT review. Thank you all for joining us here tonight on the channel. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fat Field channel for some more content. We got AEW and SmackDown this week. Maybe we'll do something over the weekend, even though I got both work birthdays. There will be an AEW review tomorrow night, Fyter Fest night too. But I will not be live tweeting more than likely because I have a shift tomorrow that's possibly going to end around 8:30. So I might not be able to live tweet until possibly 9 o'clock. I'll keep you all updated on Twitter tomorrow. But be sure to subscribe for the review regardless. Comment down below your thoughts about tonight's episode of NXT. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from myself and Cameron Johnson over here. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Colin_Joseph. And my friend, where can they follow you on your socials?
Follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. Make sure you subscribe to the CNE podcast available. Make sure you subscribe to the CNE podcast available on all platforms. This weekend, myself, DJ Storms, Adam, and a very good friend of mine, Lil Steven. We did a fantasy WWE draft where Raw and SmackDown got brand new rosters. So that's something that interests me. Make sure you check that out. And also, if you want to get my thoughts, and also if you want to get me and Escobar's thoughts on Money in the Bank and what I thought was one of the better WWE shows we've had in a while. If you wanted to get my thoughts on that, make sure you check out the scene. It's available on all platforms.
Make sure you all go ahead, check out his content, man. And folks, we will be back here next Tuesday for the NXT review. But I will be back here tomorrow night with Wesley Williams for the AEW Fyter Fest Night 2 review. And it should be a good show tomorrow night, man. So you guys have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy.